Maybe you're starting to explore a career as an appraiser and want to know if now is the right time to get started. Or you're measuring your career span in decades and want to find out more about the latest apps, technology, and resources that can make your life and work a bit easier. Get the answers and insight you need with Beyond the Numbers, a podcast from McKissock Learning. I'm Julie Mollendorp-Floyd, course and curriculum developer and instructor here at McKissock. Join me and an expert guest each week as we dive into the topics that matter most to appraisers, from industry and education news to marketing and other insights to help you run your business more effectively. If you'd like to stay at the forefront of appraisal news, boost your career, or just learn more about the profession, subscribe to Beyond the Numbers with McKissock Appraisal at Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts. Hope to see you there soon. Welcome to Beyond the Numbers with McKissock Appraisal. I'm your host, Julie Mollendorp-Floyd, instructor for McKissock and Vice President of Regulatory Affairs for RSDS Appraisal Diversity. Today's guests are all from a company that you may not be too familiar with. The company's name is Valcre. Valcre is a commercial real estate software platform and much more. We have a pretty amazing panel joining us from this company today. We've got Lucas Rotter, the CEO and co-founder, Chris Owens, CTO and co-founder, and Grant Norling, MAI, VP of Client Experience and a co-founder. So we got all three co-founders with us today, and that is quite a cast. So my question is, first, is there anybody running things at the office while everyone's here recording with me?
Yeah, we've got actually a remote team across the entire U.S. So no
Great.
centralized office.
Great. So tell us a little bit about Valcre.
Sure. Well, Valcre is a modern commercial real estate appraisal platform that streamlines data gathering and report writing, and we're trusted by more than 300 leading global valuation firms to deliver better appraisal faster. And I established Valcre with co-founders that are here today with me in 2016. And since launching, we're proud to share that the platform has been used to complete over 300,000 property appraisals.
Wow. What made you decide to develop Valcre?
From the day that I first started working with Lucas almost or a little over 15 years ago, I started teaching him all about commercial real estate appraisal, and he started teaching me all about technology and ways to do things more efficiently. And that was really the impetus. Is just like, wow, we can go through this process that requires so many data pieces, and we can do it in a more streamlined manner. And that was really what got things going for us on a professional level. And that was quickly recognized by the organization we were working with at that time. And next thing Lucas and I were on this tech initiative with Colliers, rebuilding their entire tech platform. And that was kind of our initial taste of technology in the appraisal space.
Yeah, so the rest is history.
One of my favorite parts of that story that wasn't said is when they started adding technology into the mix, like they found Lucas was dangerous. Like, why is he completing so many appraisals so quickly? And first it was like raising red flags, and then they realized, oh, we have an asset on our hand here. We need to lean into it.
Definitely. Wow.
And I think with that, it was great to build out the platform for Colliers and help them propel them to be more efficient. But Colliers is just one company, and the rest of the profession is out there yearning for better tools. And so, really had a bigger vision for bringing an end-to-end platform that could serve the broader industry and help empower all appraisers to be tech-enabled. And I wanted to help elevate the entire profession to a new level of efficiency and accuracy. And so when I took a step back from Colliers to found Valcre, we really focused on those main problems that the industry faced, which was increasing, production per appraiser and showing that time to grow the business.
Sure. There's so much tech available out there for residential appraisers, but there hasn't been really a platform like this in the commercial space, it seemed like the big firms would create their own kind of proprietary, but there wasn't a more readily available, more readily accepted tool. Very interesting. So, what does your customer base look like? How do you help individual customers or individual companies?
Yeah, well, I'm really proud to work with a lot of broad range of companies,
Mm,
leading organizations like Avis and Young, Kroll, Fry's, Kidder Matthews, Arson, to name a few of our some of our larger companies. But I'm equally as proud to work with, hand in hand with small business owners like James Gilner of Boone in North Carolina, or Victor Torres of Blue Mark Realty Advisors in Florida. Regardless of the size of the firm, we just
love it.
appreciate having the big impact on appraisal productivity. And so, uh, it's a real difference maker to be able to increase your efficiency by as much as 50 to 100%, which
Sure,
some of our clients are reporting.
sure.
Yeah, I think there's a sweet spot that we really find with the people that adopt Valkyrie. And these are companies that have seen that there's a better way of doing things. And
Right.
maybe they've tried other software that was feeling a bit antiquated, or maybe they were still doing a lot of things on paper, copying, pasting stuff. But what where we have the most success with is companies that come to us and realize that, hey, there has to be a better way of doing things, and they're really
Hmm.
willing to change and adopt that, not only just to get better software. um, they're not just looking to, it's not just about the efficiency there, it's about kind of up leveling the entire business. So they're
Okay.
not just better at report writing, but they're better about scheduling jobs, they're better about putting the best bids in that they can. It really
Mm.
is kind of getting the entire business moving faster.
So, not just creating a report on Word and using your snipping tool to put things in your document. You're going way beyond that, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Good
we're
stuff.
empowering appraisers and managers with entire dashboards of their appraisal workflow. It has the due dates and their jobs, and it's on a it's on a calendar, and provides various metrics in terms of productivity and things like that. Yeah, it really trying to level up the entire industry and provide a complete product for an entire business, not just the
Right.
appraisal workflow.
One of the things I do a lot of appraisal regulatory stuff, and appraisers, you may be a fantastic appraiser, but if you can't run a small business, you may have some issues being successful in the profession. So I like hearing that you offer some of those business management tools with the product. It's frustrating that we can't have those business management type courses as part of continuing ed, but those are still skills and tools that appraisers need in order to run a successful company.
Yeah, that's a great point. I think one of the things we really saw was that, yeah, there is software that can help appraisers, but it's disparate and it's disconnected,
Right,
and there's not really an all-encompassing solution really until, I mean, that's really what we tried to come with, and
right,
Luca touched on. It's like it's really about the end-to-end workflow. It's like every step along the way, appraisers are having to solve complex or tedious challenges. How can we help them through that entire workflow? You know,
right.
for the
Absolutely.
Graham mentioned the dashboard and having that job management, having your calendar at your fingertips, having a mobile app where you can take on site with you to help complete the inspections, having the report writing, having a data feed that you can provide back to clients. Like it's all part of the entire appraisal workflow.
So, how do you, oh, I'm sorry, Lucas, go ahead.
I was going to say, with that, we don't come up with all these ideas out of our own head. We partner with our clients, and we're really proud to partner and collaborate closely with our clients to address their technology needs, because it's something that's very important to them. They've got to deliver exceptional valuation services to their own customers. And so, over the years, we've, consistently evolved our product roadmap to support our clients in that endeavor. And our development process begins with comprehensive requirements gathering exercise, ensuring we fully understand our clients' needs. And we engage a diverse team of subject matter experts, both from within Valcre and the industry, to gain deep insights before creating new technology solutions.
Interesting.
This helps us to build a better product and build a product that our clients are actually going to use because they're helping to drive that innovation.
Yeah.
So how do you, with the client, how do you decide which features that you're going to incorporate into the programs?
Yeah, that's a great question. Sometimes sometimes the clients will come to us with these challenges that they're facing. Hey, we're
Sure.
facing these inefficiencies, or hey, we see this problem and like come solve it right away. But more often than not, it's like kind of the journey that we go through with the clients together is, hey, as they start becoming more productive using our software, always our goal, like they start seeing like, hey, now that we can do this really quickly, here's another pain point. Here's another pain point. And like Lucas mentioned, like they're really great collaborators, and I'm really impressed by appraisers' ability to kind of provide that feedback and want something better and give us the feedback we need to kind of build it out on our end.
If appraisers have anything, they have opinions and strong positions on things. It's what we do. So. Go ahead, Grant.
Yeah, well, and on top of that, we have, over a few hundred different clients, and that offers us to collect feedback across the entire industry. And what we're able to do is start distinguishing trends, as more and more customers are asking for the same sort of feature, and prioritize. And what that allows us to do is have a client-driven product, as opposed to a product where we're just guessing what they want and hoping to sell it to them once it's built.
Sure.
Hasn't really worked out that well in the in our state, so we really focus on what the clients need most.
Right. That sounds fantastic. So you work with the client. They come to you, they say, I need a software solution. How does that process start out? How do you interview them? What do you do?
It typically happens, it's collaborative, as you kind of alluded to. And so they come to us and say, hey, they have this problem. We don't know how to solve it. Is it something that Valcre can help solve? And we, get into it, have them walk us through what the problem looks like, whether it's a sophisticated valuation type of report, or, a nuance. Some of the ones done recently would be, like eminent domain and right-of-way sectors, right? That's quite a hot ticket for the last year. And we have clients coming to us saying, hey, we need a solution that can actually help us to write these reports, whether it's for private party or public, or Department of Transportation, whether it's litigation. We need tools that can help us to write those appraisal reports faster and very specific to the needs of those client types. And so, and we work hand in hand with them to figure out what their needs are, build out a scope of work, and then begin tackling those items, and get through those processes very quick. And it's easier for us to solve those problems for appraisal companies because we're experts in solving technology for appraisers, because that's all we do, right? We're not busy trying to write appraisal reports on the side. And so our clients understand that our highest and best use is building technology, and their highest and best use is creating those appraisal reports. And so we can get through that stuff much quicker. We have a team on staff. We have 60 people across the company, where we can tackle these projects very quickly and get them turned around, so that we have a faster speed to market, instead of these companies saying, hey, you got to go build this. Oh, we got to go hire people. We got to get everything in place, and then out comes a product at the end. It could take 4 times longer than if they just came to us.
So I'll take the appraiser nerd mindset here. What I heard you say sounds remarkably similar to the scope of work in USPAP. You're identifying your problem, you're identifying your intended users, you're identifying the methodology that's going to be needed to form that opinion. Sounds like USPAP in practice to me. And you threw in highest and best use there too. I like it. For appraisers, by appraisers. Chris, did you have something?
Yeah, I was going to add on to what Lucas was saying. I think one of the things I'm most proud of with what we've built is the flexibility to grow the product as we need. And so one of my favorite things is when we have new clients come to us that specialize in something like eminent domain. And they can bring us a problem that we might not have solved before, but we can work with them and say, hey, we don't need to rewrite everything or rebuild everything, or we don't even have to say no to that. We can say yes, like we have the ability in our software to adapt it for the client's need. And so that's kind of been something that we've held really closely as a principle with us, is having power and having flexibility to adopt as the industry changes.
I like that. One of my favorite coworkers and co-instructors, Kevin Hecht, he likes to say that his goal is he wants to become a golf course appraiser. So then he will have to travel all around the country, play all the golf courses, and then appraise them. So if someone came to you with a situation like that, and in the commercial world, frequently you have your kind of niche appraisers. You have your C-store gas station appraisers. You have, if you had someone who said, I don't do any work but golf courses, could you build them a type of solution in that scenario?
Yeah, we very much could. I mean, we've built out the platform so that it can be customized to different valuation scenarios and different valuation property types and things like that. And when we started, the platform was very simple, right? In 2016, we launched with just retail, office, industrial, and land. And 6 months later, we added multifamily. And over the years, as we've continued to add more and more, we have over 20 different property types and specialties that we support.
Wow.
So we've built a lot of customization into the product that didn't exist many years ago within our product. And so that allows us to create custom fields for very specific property types that appraisers want to analyze and track, and be able to look at that information in the future, because it's important. Every appraiser is going to think of things, look at things a little bit differently, and we want to make sure that our platform is flexible enough to meet their needs.
And what my dad used to say, if the only tool you have is a hammer, then everything's a nail. So in your world, you have the spectrum of tools. So you can handle a nail, a screw. I mean, you can handle all your different fasteners. So
Yeah, and so somebody came to us with a need of a golf course evaluation model. We having most of the component parts already in place, and we would need to do some build out of things specific to that asset type. But
sure, and you do that in collaboration with the client, or with, I say the client, but I'm talking about the appraiser as your client.
Exactly.
Interesting. I like it. So give me kind of a case. What's a company that you have collaborated with and helped them meet their needs?
Yeah, right. So really, no one provides the industry with as much collaboration as we do. We had a situation here recently where a handful of companies were leaving a national platform, and we were able to partner with each one of them, and that be their new a technology solution for both job management and report writing. So it was a very amazing process to run their business, and it wasn't easy. But the likes of Central California Appraisals, Mosaic Valuation Partners, Ascendant Valuation Partners, Valtrust, and a handful of others, we were really able to meet them right where they needed for their business needs. They were able to transition within a short period of time and not miss the mark in terms of their deliverables, which is one of the most important aspects of adopting appraisal technology.
Getting that seamless transition. Right. So Chris, when someone's talking to you and they say, "Listen, I'm an appraiser. I'm not the tech. I'm not the tech person. Just give me the tools. Let me do my job." What what is the discussion you have with them bringing your technology backgrounds in that can really help them figure out what it is they need?
Yeah, I like that question. That's so I spent quite a long time at Microsoft building out really complex enterprise software. And what it really gave me an appreciation for is the best way to solve complexities with simplicity, which is a fairly like simple statement. But that's really what it comes down to. And we don't want our appraisers to feel like they need to be software engineers in order to
Yeah,
use a product or
thank you.
to have to build it themselves, right? We want it to be as streamlined as possible. And especially in this day and age where we're all carrying around iPhones or we're using really simple software that just works all the time, we should expect that the software we use day to day for our jobs, or we spend 8+ hours a day on it, is that simple. Like that should
Right,
be our expectation. Um, and so that's what we've really strived for is making it so streamlined that almost the software gets out of your way and they don't have to ask about how the software works. It just works and they can really focus on their job, which is an appraiser. Like that is you said highest and best use. Like that's their
right,
highest and best use. And it's really important to us that especially, the climate of appraisal is changing a bit,
sure,
right? We've seen a lot of like new focus on specialty practice areas. Um, you can't spend time worrying about your software. You need to spend time appraising. And I think the best thing we can do is just give them software where they don't have to think about it. It just works and they can do their job.
right. I love the highest and best use analogy. Um, I know enough to know what my highest and best use is, and it is not the technology. I am good at outsourcing and understanding why do I need to learn how to do that? I need to find myself an expert. I'm not an expert in taking care of my lawn, so I hire a professional to do it. And then I can enjoy it. Uh, so yeah, if you're fulfilling that technology piece, it allows them to do what they do best, and that is develop opinions of value, develop USPAP compliant reports, and provide the client what they need to solve their problems. I like it. I like it. So what's next? What's next for Valkyrie? What should appraisers expect to see coming up with technology, with the product in general?
Well, appraisal teams are often nervous about the learning curve of any new technology and the downtime that this may cause. And Grant sort of alluded to this as we were able to, onboard many different customers from different companies because time is money. And we're particularly cognizant of this when we're developing Valkyrie. And we wanted it to be as intuitive and straightforward as possible so that teams can get up and running very quickly. We also invest heavily in our training program and support team so that new users can get the education and help they need to learn Valkyrie as quickly as possible. Right? It's incredibly important to make sure that not only the product works, but when you have questions, you can get answers. Right? So that's why we provide
Right.
elite support. And the highest priority for appraisers needs to be meeting the demands of urgent valuation. It's not the time to be re-verifying comparable data or building software to pull information from one system to another. Appraisal technology is really the utmost importance for advancing our profession. And today's clients expect higher quality appraisal reports faster and likely for a lower fee. Appraisers are going to find it difficult to deliver this level of service without staying up to date with advances in appraisal software, particularly as it's embraced by their peers and competition across the industry. And it doesn't really have to be this daunting. We're here to partner with appraisers so that they can focus on doing what they do best, appraising. Brings us back to the highest and best
Sure.
view.
Sure. So, talk to me a little bit about the support. If I'm writing a report and I can't get something to work or I don't understand a piece, what avenues do they have with your company?
Yeah, we have chat built right into our application, so they can start chatting, and our response time is around 45 seconds, right? So we
Oh, awesome.
staff a team, after business hours during the week. We also staff a team on the weekends as well. So we've got team members that are ready and willing to respond via chat. They can also, you can call them, you can send emails, a lot of different ways to get help. And we also have a complete library, online learning library, where they can get answers to questions, because after hours in the middle of the night, I remember appraising at 2 a.m. and trying to get a project out. And, we all have those nights, and, you run into issues and you're like, who do I ask? We've got an online learning library with, hundreds of videos on how to walk through the different parts of the platform so that users are never left out cold.
Right. I remember losing a whole day's worth of pictures on my digital camera at 3 a.m. and thinking, what do I do now? I didn't have anyone to help me solve that problem. So those online learning libraries are so invaluable, because those problems usually don't happen at noon. Usually they do happen at 2, 3 a.m. That's just the way the world works.
Yeah, our support team is a large part of why we have a sterling reputation in our industry, is because if appraisers have issues, we get them back on track as soon as we possibly can, because every minute counts when you're trying to get projects done.
Awesome. Well, I know all three of you have given me some fantastic information. Is there anything you want to leave our listeners with? Any way to wrap it up? How can they reach you if they want more information?
Yeah, you can reach us at on our website, valcre.com, valcre.com. And feel free to reach out to us, contact us through there. Request a demo if you want to learn more information. But we've got tons of content on our website about how the product works, how it can help them. We have a ton of great case studies as well that can be really helpful. That we'd love to share with prospective our clients that are really interested in learning how Valcre can help them, because not only have we partnered with great companies, but they're ready and willing to say, hey, like we love Valcre so much that we're willing to do a co-marketing of, hey, this is how it worked for us, right? So you don't have to just take our word for it. You can learn from actual real clients.
Great. So they can get on the site, mess around with it, get a demonstration, see what other people are saying. I like that.
Yeah, and I'll add on to that. One of the things we talked about earlier is, we're going to make the best software by working with clients that are facing real appraisal challenges. And so we'd really encourage any appraisal company out there that is facing challenges, especially in this new environment, and wants to figure out how it can be solved and be done better, please reach out to us. We'd love to have that conversation. If the software we have now can solve your needs, fantastic. If there's something else that we need to do to help your company, we'd love to have that conversation, move it forward.
I like it. All right. Well, a big thank you to my guests today, Lucas, Chris, and Grant. Thank you for taking time to help us understand what Valcre is and what it can do to help solve your commercial appraisal problems. So thanks to all our amazing listeners. Please be sure to like and subscribe to our podcast on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you listen to your podcasts. And thanks for stopping by. Thanks for tuning in to this week's Beyond the Numbers. If you'd like to stay at the forefront of appraisal news, boost your career, or just learn more about the profession, be sure to subscribe to Beyond the Numbers with McKissock Appraisal at Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts. Thanks for stopping by.